I gotta say thank you to Abla. Jamaica's on her bucket list, but I just wanted to say she's joining us from Bogota.
Yes. Wow.
So
Super
thank you.
cool.
Thanks for logging in.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. All right. So, for those of you who are not very familiar with me, my name is Layla Levy, and I have a boutique travel concierge called Travel Design by Layla Levy. I am very passionate about the space of travel, and I start typically with asking all of you what travel means to you. And I think right now, even it's a very special time that for all of us, even for myself, as I just shared, I was in Jamaica last week and it was my very first international trip. Which is, very, very strange for me. I am typically traveling all over the world, and I was supposed to be in so many countries this year, and none of that happened. And the only international trip that I was able to make was the one in Jamaica last week. And even, and I shared it yesterday as well with full honesty, I was a little bit anxious as well because, again, I know a lot about what's going on. I have the news, I follow everything, I hear it. But again, there was a little bit of anxiety somewhere deep inside me that just not knowing how exactly that experience would plan out. So for all of you, I wanted to ask you to not lose your sense of wonder, especially during this time that we are not able to physically travel. So no matter where you are at in life, it's important to never lose that sense of wonder, especially during this time. Stay curious about what's out there and don't be afraid to find out. The world is waiting to be seen by you. Go out and learn something new. And for those of you who are not following my Instagram, I highly encourage you to do that. Travel Design by Layla. I share tons of, good news, travel updates. I constantly want to keep people informed about what's happening in the space of travel, travel restrictions, and things like that. I share about my travel experiences and what I share with my clients as well. So feel free to do so. And a little bit more about my business, again, for some of you who are not very familiar, is I believe that we all are very different and we travel different. And that's why a big part of my business is building customized and tailor made trips for my clients and really listening into what my clients want and being able to deliver that. And I have a very small team and we manage everything from accommodation. What type of accommodation do you want? What type of sightseeing? What type of tour guide? What type of restaurants and all of that, and we put it all together into a full detailed itinerary, fully personalized for you. So I think that's enough about me. I have two very special guests today, which I am so excited to be introducing them to you. So Raquel, please tell us about yourself. And again, thank you so much for spending your precious time and being with us and telling us about how Jamaica is. And we're so excited to be hearing from you.
Yeah, well, thanks, Layla. Again, as you said, my name is Raquel Queensborough. I'm a business development officer with the Jamaica Tourist Board based in Toronto. And I've been with the board for over 10 years. Love what I do. So I'm responsible for marketing Jamaica to travel advisors, to consumers, working with the airlines, with the tour operators, basically keeping Jamaica top of mind in the North American market. We have, I think, 17 members here in Canada. So, we cover from East Coast to West Coast, North to South. And we sometimes dabble into the US to help out our colleagues there. Prior to that, I worked at Sandals. So, the chain that you will be hearing about tonight. I worked at for Unique Vacations, Sandals and Beaches Resorts, also in the Ontario market. And before that, I was on the wholesaler side with Sunquest Vacation. So I've been in the travel industry for a while, although I'm only 30 years old. I won't even say 28. I'm only 30 years old. I've been the travel industry since I was a baby. But I love it. We are going through a tough time right now, but we will get through it. Layla, I'm glad. You mentioned you had some hesitation, some worries, and I'm glad you were able to travel and kind of feel it for yourself. Kind of
Exactly.
expose in it, feel it for yourself, and you're able to speak about it tonight. So that's great. So that's just a brief summary on myself. And again, happy to be here. Thanks for the invitation to speak to your consumers this evening. I'll turn it over to Giselle.
Thanks, Raquel. So everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Giselle, as Raquel and Layla mentioned before. I pretty much do the exact same thing that Raquel does and used to do for Sandals and Beaches. So I'm a business development manager for Sandals and Beaches Resorts. I manage parts of Ontario, mainly Toronto and parts of the GTA, as well as Ottawa and its surrounding cities. So prior to being in travel, I've only been in travel for 5 years, all of the 5 years with Sandals. I was in financial technology before as a junior business analyst. So completely different field, but this job really has brought out my passion for my country. I am born and raised in Jamaica, and it's the best thing ever getting to talk about it and getting paid to talk about it and getting paid to talk about a Jamaican brand, which is Sandals and Beaches Resorts. So very excited to share with you the heartbeat of the world, my heartbeat, Raquel's heartbeat. So let's jump in, shall we, Layla?
Yes, let's dig in.
Perfect.
Video.
Feel the pulse, feel the vibe, feel it in your heart. Sunshine smiling warm up inside your heart, feeling of pure love. Oh, Jamaican heartbeat, dancing to the beat. Up inside your heart, heartbeat of the world. Oh, Jamaican heartbeat. Jamaican heartbeat. Jamaica. Can you feel it? Jamaican heartbeat. Love it. Heartbeat of the world. Beyond compare. Nothing like it anywhere. Share, eat and drink. We move and dance with you. No matter where you are. No matter where you're from. Join in the party. You're welcome. You're welcome. So me say greetings, welcome to one and all, to the land of scat, reggae and dancehall. Here we go beach, river and waterfall, and we have a lot of party when the night fall. Hold a vibe, eat something with a drink in your hand, rum beer, jerk chicken, roast fish, yellow yam. Them say we beat unique, so every boy, every girl come to Jamaica, the heartbeat of the world. Jamaican heartbeat. Jamaica. Can you feel it? Jamaican heartbeat. Heartbeat of the world.
I couldn't stop myself not dancing.
Yeah, I know. Every time I hear that song, I love it. I just want to get up and dance,
I hope others did as well. And I think maybe next time we should do like a reggae dance in Jamaica. And
Yeah, I was trying to remain professional and stay calm. I did a little sway, but I actually just wanted to get up and just dance every time I hear that song. So.
Raquel's gonna do a dance class next time.
Yeah. So Jamaica. So I know some of you have been a few times. It's on, and for a few of you, it's on your bucket list. We are located in the Caribbean, in the Western Caribbean. So we're actually the third largest island in the Caribbean, behind Cuba, DR, and Haiti. A few quick facts about Jamaica. The capital of Jamaica is Kingston. Now, So Jamaica, we are the third largest island in the Caribbean. However, we are the largest English-speaking island in the Caribbean, with Kingston being the largest English-speaking city in the Caribbean. Average temperature, you know, mid to high 20s year round. We're known for a lot of things. You know, our Blue Mountain coffee, which is the most one of the most expensive coffees in the world. Of course, reggae music. You know, you say Jamaica, you're thinking, oh yeah, Bob Marley. Bob Marley comes in. Jamaica, food. You can't go wrong with the food. And yeah, you know, we have the jerk sauces, the jerk chicken and everything, but I mean, the food is absolutely phenomenal in Jamaica. And of course, athletics, you know, we have Usain Bolt. Most people know Usain Bolt. Our athletics in Jamaica is top notch. So let's do a little quick facts on Jamaica. I mean, we're going to be here for a while, so I'm going to kind of just scrape the surface of you know, just giving you some information on Jamaica. In terms of traveling to the island, Jamaica can be flown into from, you know, a lot of places in the world. However, specifically speaking for the Canadian market, all the tour operators fly into Jamaica. So from the East Coast to the West Coast, we're serviced by Air Canada, Sunwing, WestJet, even Caribbean Airlines, Air Transat, Swoop Airlines, and you know, from Calgary to Montreal Airport, Toronto Pearson Airport. So you know, you can have daily flights from Toronto Pearson, daily flights into Jamaica, and from other parts of Canada. That we do have seasonal flights, but also so a few daily flights from Montreal also. So lots of options in getting to Jamaica. So now, once you've decided that Jamaica, you've spoken to Layla and you've told her Jamaica is where I want to be, there are a few things. So now during this new normal that we're in, there, you know, some extra steps need to be taken. So anyone traveling to Jamaica will require a travel authorization. So a travel authorization, so if you've been to Jamaica before, it's usually that they're trying to alleviate the touch points. So they usually give you an immigration card when you're on the flight, and you fill that out before you land. Now that is part of the questionnaire, along with some COVID questionnaires that you would complete online before you travel. So once you've requested the travel authorization and you get approved, you can print that and take it with you, or you can pull it up on your phone. The travel authorization can be accessed by going to visitjamaica.com/travel authorization. And that can be completed as far as 5 days prior to your travel date. If you don't have that and you go to the airport, they will not allow you to check in for your flight. So if you get to the airport, say you forget, but Layla is on top of it, I'm sure she won't make you forget, but say you do forget, you get to the airport, you want to check in, they won't allow you to check in, but you do have time. So you can, if you have your phone, you can actually request the travel authorization there. It usually takes a few minutes to come through, and bada bing, bada boom, you should be done and ready to go. So once you're on the flights, you land in Jamaica, every passenger is still going to be go through a health screening. So your temperature checks will be taken, your sanitizations at different stations. You're going to be speaking and screened by health professionals there. If they feel that, you know, you have a temperature or you're showing signs of COVID, then they will require you to take a COVID test. But for right now, anyone traveling from Canada, Canada is not considered a high profile or a high risk destination. So Canadians don't have to take a COVID test prior to going to Jamaica. However, if you're coming from places, I believe, like the USA, Brazil, Dominican Republic, and Panama, those destinations are considered high risk. So they have different rules for them. So, you know, at the end of the day, we want to keep our visitors safe. We want to keep our locals safe, especially ones going to working in the hotels. And as of currently, knock on wood, no transmission cases from visitors to workers or vice versa. So, you know, masks are mandatory in public open spaces at most hotels. You know, when you're in the water, you don't have to have a mask on, but Layla was there last week, so she can tell you about her experience. But once you go on, so right now, our current protocols, and they differ for locals and visitors, but they are in place until November 16th. And the government revises that and looks at the protocols every 2 weeks, see what the numbers are like. You know, if anything needs to be tweaked, they will be tweaked, and then the protocols will be changed at that point in time when we're extending it. But right now, as I said before, our bottom line is keeping everyone safe. When you go on and you fill out the form to get the travel authorization form, it's going to ask you, do you live in Jamaica? Yes or no. You fill that out, and you know, you get it back, and you are ready to go. Simple as that. So
The only thing I would add is actually, you know, like I just got back last week. So the health screening in Jamaica is more detailed and more intense than when you come back actually to Canada. So you know, you after they check your temperature, you are meeting and you're actually sitting down with a health professional. They go through that travel authorization form in details. They ask you to actually acknowledge on some of the things that you've said in the travel authorization, you're acknowledging, you're signing things. So it's like really serious stuff going on before you actually can go to pass customs and get to your resort. So I felt absolutely safe, and I'm, you know, honestly so happy that we traveled, and even like the safety protocols at the resort was amazing. You know, the fact that everyone was wearing masks in all the common areas, and they had those like plastic screens on. So that's sort of like something that it was very important for us to feel safe. So, you know, it was just like, I think they've implemented everything for safety and then pleasure at the same time.
perfect. Yeah. As I said, yeah, like you experienced it firsthand. You know, I I don't have, you know, we don't have that much time to go into it tonight, but I'm glad you were able to experience it. So you can, like, you lived it, so you can tell your clients about it firsthand. So it's, I mean, what I've heard from visitors coming back saying they felt safer going to Jamaica and being in Jamaica than they, you know, are in Toronto, in North America, and going to their local grocery store or whatnot. So yeah, I'm very pleased about that.
Yeah, of course. And along with the destination protocols, Sandals and Beaches, we have amazing protocols to keep you safe. Before the coronavirus pandemic, we already had industry leading benchmark setting health and safety practices. We currently have 12 out of our 18 resorts across the chain that have reopened, and are super excited to welcome you home and welcome you back to Happy. So we've transformed our health and safety practices to bring you the platinum protocols of cleanliness to cover you throughout this COVID pandemic and beyond. For your rooms and suites, there is a 12 touch point cleaning practice that covers all your high touch areas within your suite, like your in-room mini bars and your coffee and tea stations, your closet accessories like your hangers, your drawers, etc. TVs and remotes are thoroughly sanitized every day. We do use mattress and pillow protectors, and we're sanitizing your air ducts in your rooms after checkout. So when our next guest checks in, it's nice and virus-free. In the bathrooms, we have a 9 cleaning touch point practice that covers highlights like the floors being swept, mopped, and steamed every single day. We use electrostatic aerosol sprayers with hospital-grade disinfectants to thoroughly sanitize your tubs, the vanity showers, etc. And an ultraviolet LED light is used at the end of everything as part of our triple check system to ensure thorough cleanliness of the suite as well as the bathroom area. And to top it all off, we do have a sticker on the outside of your door. So when you're checking into your room, you know that you are the first one to enter and use it since it has been thoroughly sanitized. Now, we do have an 18 touch point practice that's all encompassing and covers you from touchdown to take off on your next Sandals and Beaches vacation. And I have a really cool video to show you what that cleaning experience is like at our resorts.
And in preparation for welcoming guests back to Sandals, we're once again setting a new standard of excellence with our platinum protocols of cleanliness to give guests even greater peace of mind. With extensive research from local ministries and health officials, the Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization, we've instituted advanced hygiene practices across 18 touch points, a triple check system that includes inspecting, cleaning, and sanitizing hard surfaces and common areas every 20 minutes, adding auto-dispensing hand sanitizing stations throughout the resort. To ensure the utmost safety, Sandals will be using hospital-grade disinfectants, electrostatic sprayers for advanced cleaning, UV lighting equipment to inspect cleanliness, and air duct sanitization for each room before every guest's arrival. We've gone so far as to steam clean and sanitize carpeting and flooring prior to arrivals, and placing personal hand sanitizers in every guest room. For added safety, all staff members are required to wear protective face gear at all times. And from now on, guests will be able to begin their Sandals experience before even leaving their house. Guests can check in online at home, which lets them bypass the front desk and go directly to their rooms. Stricter physical distancing protocols have also been put in place in every part of the resort. In addition, all of our spa facilities and sports equipment will be sanitized before and after use with hospital-grade disinfectants. We're also committed to providing a dedicated quality inspection team at each resort to ensure strict compliance and implementation of these safety protocols so that our guests can enjoy a 5-star luxury included vacation that's 100% worry-free. Our entire family is ready to welcome you back to Sandals, where everyone is once again ready to show you the time of your life. So, don't worry about a thing, because at Sandals, everything's gonna be all right.
So as you can see, we really have you covered, and we want you to know that peace of mind is absolutely important to us, as is your health and safety. So coming to Jamaica, coming to Sandals and Beaches Resorts, you definitely will have the time of your life. Let's jump back into some more about Jamaica and get into the history and things to do.
Yeah, thanks. That is amazing, Giselle. And now, as I said before, I mean, we don't have hours here. So the history, I'm going to kind of give you cliff notes on the history of Jamaica. Now, the original inhabitants were of Jamaica. They were known as the Taino people, and their language was Arawak. Now, they named the island Ex-Meka, meaning the land of wood and water. And they came from South America, and they were small people. They were very mild-mannered, very simple by nature. Fast forward, Christopher Columbus, he came to Jamaica in 1494. Now, where he found the Tainos, and again, very gentle people, but he thought they were very hostile people because when he first sailed in, he sailed in closer to the Montego Bay area, but they started attacking his men when the men were trying to come on land, because it's like somebody, you're at your dinner table and you're not expecting guests, and the doorbell rings and you're looking around. You expecting someone? No, you expecting someone? So you go to your door, kind of like abrasive, like, who's up ringing my doorbell? So the Taínos are like, why are people that we don't know coming to shore? So they attacked his men. They all got back on the boat and they sailed back down to the Discovery Bay area. Again, they were met with the same thing. However, later on, Christopher Columbus eventually claimed the island for Spain, and they enslaved the Taínos. So over the years, a lot of them died off. Some of them even committed suicide because they wanted to escape the rule of the Spanish. So fast forward, when the British overtook Jamaica from the Spaniards, Jamaica became a British colony in 1655 after the British conquest. Now the Spanish, they fled Jamaica, most of them, a lot of them from the Runaway Bay area. They fled to Cuba and Hispaniola, Cuba, the DR Haiti. So after, because they ruled Jamaica since 1494, so 1655, when they were, overtaken, they fled the island. But to this day, if you look at a map of Jamaica or speak to a lot of Jamaicans, the island still has a lot of Spanish names. So, there's Spanish Town,
Chirrios.
yeah, Ocho Rios, Villa de Gavea. So there's lots of Spanish names in the towns and throughout the island. Now, the Spaniards really didn't bring Jamaica, didn't see Jamaica for what it was worth. It was the British who saw the value of the land. And then over the next 200 years, Jamaica became one of the most prosperous island of the Caribbean, producing more than about 77,000 tons of sugar a year. And at that point in time, that was about 22% of the world's population production at the time. So Jamaica was a very fruitful island, doing very well. And I mean, again, fast forward, and then, it was back like in the 60s that Jamaica really started taking off in tourism, slowly but surely, to what it is today. So that's a really, really a quick cliff notes. But if that's something that interests you, again, that come to Jamaica for history. Go to the plantation houses. There are old castles, that you can tour, that have got. I mean, there's so much to do. If you're not a beach person, if you're not, if you don't want to do the regular activities. Yeah. There's a historical part of Jamaica that you can that is there to delve into. Now, why destination Jamaica? Obviously, I'm a little bit biased. I'm going to say we have the best activities, we have the best experiences. You're gonna, if you're a foodie, there's something there for you. If you are adventurous, there's something for you. If you're eco-adventure, there's something there for you. Lots of events island-wide, and I mentioned the food before. You cannot go wrong. Lots of options. So if you want to have weddings, destination weddings, our island is very popular for destination weddings. Families, singles, couples, multi-generational vacation. So yes, we do have the all-inclusive properties, but we do have villas. So you can rent a one-bedroom villa to 15, 20 room villa to do something different. Food and I mean, there is something to do for everyone, every budget. There's a Jamaica for every taste. And what can I say? I mentioned, I think this is the third time I'm mentioning food, right? Gastronomy. If you're a foodie, there is something to love. So yes, we have Jamaican food, obviously, but there's going to be international cuisine. There is authentic, like Indian restaurants. There's Evita's restaurant. She moved from Italy to Jamaica. She's been in Jamaica for years. Awesome pasta. Celebrities go there. I mean, Asian food. Yeah, I mean, I could go on and on and on. The food is just awesome, and the resorts do a great job. I think I think between all, Giselle, correct me if I'm wrong, between all the sandals and beaches in Jamaica, you guys have over 70 restaurants between, right?
We do. We actually have 74 restaurants across our 8 sandals and beaches that's in Jamaica. Something really cool about the island is our motto is out of many, one people, and you will see that influence in everything. We have Indians, we have Asians, different kinds of Asians in Jamaica. We have European people, so many different kinds of people. So you do see that influence in our food as well. We have our native Jamaican food, but like Raquel was saying, we do Italian really well. And I promise you, the best Chinese food you will have is from a Jamaican Chinese person. It is so delicious. So at our 74 restaurants across our 8 sandals and beaches resorts in Jamaica, it's actually super impressive that 90% of our resorts produce needs in Jamaica is actually harvested and purchased from local Jamaican farmers. So at Sandals and Beaches, we really do participate heavily in the ecosystem and keeping it alive. We practice farm-to-table food sourcing that ensures that the produce you're having at our resorts is of the highest quality and has the shortest transit times, which means that the produce retains the best flavor and it's as fresh as it can be. So speaking of flavor, I have a little treat from you from our group senior executive chef with a quick lesson in making authentic Jamaican jerk chicken. You're gonna wanna grab your pens and notepads for this one because it is super informative and very easy to follow. So let's dig in.
And I can share the recipe as well.
I'm Sandals and I'm cooking for you today my famous jerk chicken. Of course, after finish chopping this up, you want to add that to the blender. Now that our marination is done, the jerk dry rub, which is very, very important to any successful jerk. Smell that? Oh, you see that how beautiful that is coming out? So now that we have our jerk marinade ready, our chicken rubbed, we want to combine both. This is just an abundance of flavor. The longer it is on the grill at a lower temperature is the best results you're going to get. This is ready. I can't wait. I'm gonna add some of my famous Hellfire sauce to that because I like it really, really hot. It's hot, it's spicy, but it's okay because once your lips pucker up, you just reach over and kiss your partner because that's the Sandals way, by giving him a big Jamaican kiss because love is all you need.
That was so delicious. I could almost taste it through my screen. The recipe, I've actually tried it myself. I have a jerk marinade that's just in my fridge, ready and waiting anytime. So definitely try that out. So along with the food, the beverage part is a super important aspect of your Jamaican vacations. That's why we have 50 bars at our 8 resorts, bringing you endless top shelf libations. We have 6 varieties of wines to choose from. They are Robert Mondavi Twin Oak wines that are 3 reds and 3 whites at every single Sandals and Beaches resort, and it's truly unlimited. And we have tons of specialty drinks, especially full with Jamaican flavor. So I have a little video from Sherry Ann, your Sandals Montego Bay barista, with a simple recipe that even you can make at home. So grab your pens and papers for this one too.
Hi, it's Sharon, your Sandals barista. Here at Sandals Montego Bay, we know coffee isn't just a drink. It's a gourmet treat just waiting to be savored. And on International Coffee Day, I'm going to show you how to make our Cafe Jamaican. First, we add our rum cream. Then we add Tia Maria, which is a coffee liqueur. Then we add our latte. For the finishing touch, we're going to add our whipped cream on top and also a sprinkle of our cocoa powder. And there you go, our Cafe Jamaican. You can make it at home to get in a Sandals state of mind. Of course, the best way to enjoy a Cafe Jamaican is with the true Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, looking at the beautiful ocean at Sandals Montego Bay. So book your trip back here and I'll make it for you.
You guys all need to call Layla right away and book your trip to come check us out and enjoy that jerk chicken by Chef Walker and that Cafe Jamaica by Sherry Ann. So I hope you enjoyed our little F&B treat. I'll pass it back over to Raquel.
Yeah, thanks, Giselle. I know, like a lot of hotels out, they're starting to, because I mean, cafes are, they're really trendy. So to have that little cafe, I mean, when you go to Cafe de Paris and any of the Sandals or Beaches properties, I mean, oh, I walk through that door and my hips are the pounds already started going on my hips because what I'm eating with my eyes already. And then you can order like the coffees and the mochas and the what have you. Like I'm like, sometimes I walk up and I'll just say like, surprise me, or sometimes like I don't want anything alcoholic, just surprise me, but it has to taste good. And like that's all you gotta say. And like they love, I mean, if you know what you want, great, but they love making it for you, just to please you. So it is awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, Giselle mentioned our national motto, out of many, one people, because not only is our product diverse in Jamaica, so are our people. She mentioned you'll find Chinese Jamaican, white Jamaicans, dark skinned Jamaicans. We have a place in Jamaica called Germantown because a lot of descendants live there. So you have like dark skinned Jamaican with blue eyes,
Blonde hair, yeah.
Blonde hair. It's kind of freaky, but I mean, there's Indian Jamaican. I mean, so our culture is so diverse, like our product, like our infrastructure. I mentioned warm weather year round. Now, people always say to me, I get a question a lot. So when is rainy season? And I kind of like answer, I wouldn't say there's a season. There are weeks that we have rain, a lot of rain. So for example, I think the past, maybe Layla, I don't know if you experienced it last week, but there was a system, that a few hurricanes in and around Jamaica in that Western Caribbean area. So Jamaica got a lot of rain, right? Which is not really the case like every year. So sometimes in May we'll get 2-3 weeks of rain, but not every day. But so we don't have rainy seasons. We have rainy weeks, I'd say, periods, right? But not a season at all. It's just I like to say that Jamaica is an Instagrammable island, right? There's so many different options that you can, if you're ones that are into the whole selfie thing, Jamaica has tons and tons of places to see and do that. Accommodations vary. Tonight we are speaking about the Sandals and Beaches product. Absolutely top-notch accommodations for you, for your family. But we do have a wide array of accommodations. So from boutique properties, all inclusive, to smaller, bed and breakfasts, to backpackers havens. So there's different types of accommodations all over the island for every budget. In terms of attractions now, Jamaica.
I'm gonna just add one thing. So private villas has been popping up a lot. And in fact, I'm actually planning to have another virtual travel series about private villas, because I think that is one of the things that will be very on high demand, and it's already very trendy. So
yeah. The beauty about our company is that a lot of people don't realize, but our owner has a wide portfolio of accommodations. So we mainly push Sandals and Beaches all-inclusive resorts, but even within that brand, you'll see, I'm gonna show you Sandals Royal Plantation. It's only 74 rooms and it's all butler and it's a boutique resort. So it more so feels like a villa. We also have 3 different private villas across the island where celebrities come and stay with us too. So there is so much that we have to offer right here in our little island of Jamaica.
Yes, so much. Like you said, Layla, and I mean, with this whole coronavirus happening, some people are looking for something more intimate or more, not even intimate. Maybe they want a 7-room villa just for their family because they don't want to be around other people. But, I think there's an awesome, what's the villa you guys have in Ocho Rios?
So we have Rio Chico, that's DJ
Oh, yeah.
to stay at.
Yeah.
We have Sundowner in Runaway Bay, and we have Lime Acre in South Coast. So the biggest one is 7 bedrooms, and the smallest one I think is about 3. So we have lots of that private option as well too.
Yeah, lots and lots of great options. And like I said, in terms of something to do, over 175 licensed attractions on the island, and offered through different tour companies. And you can be as adventurous as you want, or as laid back. You can go off-roading, you could do the beach, or you can just do nothing at all, or if you're into history, you can do, attractions that cater towards that. So there are tons and tons of things to see and do. The beaches. Now, beaches, again, you're going to the Caribbean, you're going for the beach, you're going for the sun. Yeah. Jamaica, our beaches are very nice. Now you have, and they kind of differ. The areas kind of differ. So if you love long stretches of beach, you like the long stretches, Negril is your area because you're going to get the 7-mile stretch of beach that you can walk. Montego Bay, the beaches are more covey. So you have hotels that are on really great stretches of beach, but they're not the long stretches of beach. They may be a kilometer or so, 800 meters or so. Same goes for, Ocho Rios, Runaway Bay, Falmouth area. But I mean, the beaches really differ. And I just mentioned just those 3 tourist areas, or those 4 tourist areas. But I mean, in Port Antonio, you have beaches that, really unspoiled, really untouched, but very beautiful all over. If you are a person who loves waterfalls, there are over, I believe, 30 waterfalls on the island. Some you really have to search for. Some are just in the open. In this picture, you can see our #1 attraction on the island. Probably the #1 waterfall on the island is
in the world.
Dunn's River. Thank you. Dunn's River Falls, where you can get to climb up the waterfall. But speaking of waterfall, we have every time I see this video, I just love this video. It's so warming. But so we want to share this experience with you.
Maybe the best journeys have never been about going further, but about going deeper. I'm looking for an opportunity to travel back to Jamaica. It's where I was born and spent much of my childhood. So when my friends invited me there, I was in. Ian, Henry, and Sam were intrigued by an old legend. There's a mystical location in Jamaica known by locals as Nonsuch Falls. As some doubt its very existence, that's what we're going to try and find. We rented a remote cabin in Portland to map out our trip. Portland is a little explored parish and happens to be the home of jerk. When you're there, make sure you head to the Boston Jerk Center. Head down to Boston from Port Antonio and trust me, you'll smell the smoky flavors before you even see it. Having that jerk again took me straight back to memories of my childhood. My dad used to say, feel the place, man, feel it. Back then, I would spend countless hours at the Blue Lagoon close by with my family. Most people explore near the shore, but if you take a boat across, you'll find a big almond tree with a swing rope attached. I used to think I'd seen all of Jamaica, every parish, but none such had me questioning that. After a few days, we swapped our jungle cabin for great huts to search a different area of the parish. It's a special place, built to honor our ancestry and cultural heritage. Here we found our old travel guide that talked about Nonsuch Falls. Apparently, it can only be accessed if you hike deep into the forest and follow a river upstream. We searched for hours, and of course, we got lost in the jungle. Eventually, we started stopping locals and asked for the precise location. Every person we asked said, Nonsuch. Nonsuch don't have no falls. They assured us it did not even exist. So we woke up the next day, we caught sunrise, and we took a dip into the warm Caribbean Sea. We headed into Boston to a colorful wooden bar, and we met Farmilia, who over a heated game of dominoes let on that we could find the mysterious falls. We went a couple miles past Silent Hill before heading deep into Sherwood Forest. The deafening roar of Nonsuch was strong. We knew we were close by. And there it was. This majestic secret towering hundreds of feet, buried deep in the forest like a relic from the lost world. Sometimes you have to let yourself get caught up in all the stories and swept away by moments you just could not have planned. Perhaps the real secret of Nonsuch is that it taught us the best journeys have never been about going further, but instead about going deeper.
This was excellent. The only point I was going to mention is parish in the Jamaican world. That basically means province or state. Depends on if you're coming from Canada or in the U.S. So you saw that they talked about different parish, and that's what it says. All right, back to you, ladies.
Perfect. Thank you. I love that video. It's like it's so heartwarming. It's so heartwarming to see that. Okay, so continuing about, things to see and do. If you're a golfer, Jamaica is a great destination to add golfing to your vacation. We have over 10 golf courses on island. I know Sandals has a golf course, so golfing is included at some of their properties where, and transfers are included depending on where you're staying, but golfing is an excellent addition to have. So now we're just going to see a quick map of the island. Now we are, we do have three international airports, but one of them is very small. It only accepts smaller private aircraft. So the two main international airport, the Sangster International Airport, otherwise known as the Montego Bay Airport, and the Norman Manley International Airport, known as the Kingston Airport. Those are the two main areas. And in terms of the island, the north coast, where the where the Sangster International Airport is, that's the north coast, and those are the main tourist areas. So of course you have Montego Bay, where 98% of the flights, tourist flights, will fly into. And then to the west of Montego Bay is Negril. So again, very famous for its 7 Mile Beach. And we'll go into some of these. So wherever the Sandals properties are located, that's where we'll discuss briefly tonight. We'll do a few touch points. To the south of Negril, we have South Coast. So if you head back up to Montego Bay, then we're gonna head east, and we have Ocho Rios area. So those are the areas that we'll be touching on tonight. But in between, you do have Falmouth, Runaway Bay, you have Port Antonio, you have Kingston. So just speaking about Montego Bay, again, we're 98, it's the main entry for tourists into the island. And it's home of, famous beaches, great beaches. You have the Doctor's Cave Beach that has, again, a really cool history behind that. It has what's known as the Hip Strip. So really, or now known as Jimmy Cliff Boulevard, where lots of things happening. There a new Starbucks opened up on the Hip Strip. There is a Jewish restaurant there, like serving just pure Jewish meals. That is there. You have the Martha Bray rafting. You have all types of different accommodations. Sandals has a few properties there, which she'll be getting into. You have your marine park. You have great houses. So Montego Bay is known as the complete resort because it's basically your quintessential Caribbean destination. It's a big city, lots of things happening, nightlife, local arts and craft, high-end duty-free. So there's a lot of stuff available in the Montego Bay area. In terms of accommodation, in terms of attractions, lots of experiences. So I mentioned we have great houses. You can, there's golfing, but one particular attraction I love, it's an evening attraction. So if you see in that picture there, the bottom right-hand picture, you have 4 ladies in the water and the water is glowing. So that's an evening attraction. And that is called, there's 2 names. So it's called Luminous Lagoon, or some people call it Glistening Waters, right? It's located just outside of Montego Bay in Falmouth. And it's one of, I think, 3 or 4 places left in the world where once the organisms in the water are agitated, they glow at night. So you can actually go and swim in there, or you can, like I did, because I'm a chicken. I'm not going into water that I can't see the bottom. You can jump. I just kind of leaned out and I just put my hand in there. Because the first time I did the tour, I was like, yeah, you guys have blue flashlights or something, attached to the boats or something. But then we, drove far out and yeah, he threw a stone in there and it was just amazing. And people went swimming. So if you ever get the opportunity, try that Luminous Lagoon at night. But I'm going to show you another a video for another attraction, which is that big house that you see there. That's the Rose Hall Great House, and that has an awesome history behind it. But I will let the video do a quick talking for me.
You can feel the spirit of Jamaica as you enter the corridor that leads to the Rose Hall Great House. This beautiful restoration of love, which once dominated the vast 7,000-acre Rose Hall sugar plantation, now allows you to be transported in time to an age when grand balls and banquets of Europe kissed the Caribbean shores, and the brilliance of West Indies mahogany inspired the beautiful carvings and fretwork and furnishings which have come to define an era. Tales are told of the famed lady of the house, Annie Palmer, who enchanted all she encountered, but no one who crossed her path survived to tell the tale. Breathtaking vistas and authentic Jamaican experiences will define your Rose Hall Great House day tour. At night, Rose Hall is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, that is an awesome night tour also. I have to say, the first time I did it, there were a few people that I was there with. I actually jumped on one of their backs because I am such a big chicken. Like, yeah, it's an awesome tour though. You have to do it. You have to try it. Awesome.
That would not be the tour for me. I'm a big chicken. So I will enjoy the daytime tour and then you can tell me all about it when you guys go check it out in the night.
I just wanted to point out that, based on this safety protocol in during COVID time, so there are, and correct me if I'm wrong, Raquel, but basically you're only allowed to go into some excursions that are defined as like COVID safe excursions within that own region that you're staying in. So if you're staying in like Ocho Rios, Runaway Bay area, you can't technically take excursions down in Montego Bay or down in Negril. So
well, actually, yeah, we kind of broadened that. So it was like that in October, and we kind of broadened that. Now we loosened those protocols a bit. So if you go on our website where you get the authorization, it lists entities that are COVID compliant. So they've met all the criterias, that to be able to reopen. They satisfies the government's protocols, and so now we have what's called the resilient corridors, right? So if you are staying at a hotel, you can travel to an approved attraction within that corridor within an approved transportation. So if you're staying in, say, Ocho Rios, and you wanted to go to Rose Hall, Great House, you can do that in an approved COVID compliant transportation, but you're going straight there and back to your hotel. So no diverting to pick up jerk sauce at the grocery store, or coffee or anything like that. So it's back. So yeah, we loosened those protocols a bit just to give clients a little bit more options.
awesome.
Yeah. Over to you, Giselle.
So let's jump into where you can stay with Sandals Resorts in the Montego Bay area. We actually have 2 resorts in Montego Bay, Sandals Montego Bay and Sandals Royal Caribbean. We have a full exchange privilege program where you sleep at the one that you've paid for, but you do have full access to both of them. We actually have complimentary shuttles that run all throughout the day in between the 2 resorts from morning till night, so you can enjoy completely both the resorts. What you're seeing here is our fleet of complimentary private transfers for our top level room categories. So typically our transfers at Sandals and Beaches is always complimentary, and we bring you in a shuttle directly from the airport to the resort you're staying at. We don't stop off at other resorts along the way, whether it's another Sandals or worse, another resort chain completely. So you go directly to your resort, either in your complimentary shuttle or your complimentary private car service. So I'll start with sharing with you Sandals Montego Bay. It's only right because it's our flagship resort. It's the very first resort that started this magic that is Sandals Resorts. It was created back in 1981. And a fun fact is that our owner is actually a 6th generation Jamaican, and he still privately owns and operates our amazing company to this day. So you do have a very high level of authenticity when you come to Sandals and Beaches Resorts. At Sandals Montego Bay, it is our mecca for swim up suites. If you love the water, you will love our resorts, especially Sandals Montego Bay. We have lots of swim up room block options. We have lush garden views if that's your thing. If you're into a tranquil oceanfront swim up suite, we have that option for you too. Or if you want stunning, true beachfront views, like what you see behind me, where you walk out of your swim up suite right onto the beach, we have that as well at Sandals Montego Bay. Our accommodations are absolutely stunning and very well appointed. We have a huge mixture of personality at our resorts. No 2 rooms are identical. There's lots of different room category options for you to choose from. There is the contemporary modern Caribbean vibe. You will always see lots of woods at all of our resorts because that's what the Caribbean is. Entertainment is top notch at all of our resorts, and so is drinking, along with food. We have latitudes over water bar. Yes, those are hammocks that you're seeing going along the perimeter of the bar. You don't have to worry about getting out of it to go get your next drink, because some way, somehow, like the snap of a finger, your next drink just magically reappears. The bartender just knows the right time to top you up. We are industry leaders in everything, especially romance travel. So getting married or renewing your vows with us is an absolute breeze and a dream come true. We have lots of stunning wedding locations like what you're seeing here. our Overwater Serenity Wedding Chapel at Sandals Montego Bay. Over at Sandals Royal Caribbean, you can enjoy our private offshore island. And in sticking with our theme of innovations, which by the way, we were the creators of the swim up pool bars that you see all around the world. It was very first created at Sandals Montego Bay. And we're the very first currently to bring overwater accommodations to the Caribbean. We have overwater bungalows here at Royal Caribbean with private plunge pools or a soaking tub for 2 on your deck. The inside is divine and to die for. You really do feel like you're in your own little slice of heaven. There's a glass walkway right at the foot of your bed so you can see the sea life that is undisturbed, by the way, by these bungalows. And you have the best butler service. All of our butlers at Sandals and Beaches are trained by the English Guild of Professional Butlers. That's the same guild that trains the Queen's butlers. So you too are treated like royalty with our specialty butler service at the overwater accommodations and our other butler room categories at our resorts. So that is Montego Bay in a nutshell. Let us take a drive over to Ocho Rios. Raquel, you're up.
Oh my God. Okay, so I want to be in one of those rooms right now.
I want to too, but I was staying in Ocho Rios. I was staying at another resort, and then I couldn't. So for for the audience, and I've said it in my sort of like that travel experience I came back, is when I typically travel, I stay at different resorts. I visit different resorts, and this time I couldn't do that for Jamaica because of the COVID situation. When you enter, you're supposed to stay in that specific resort for the duration of your stay. Yeah. So although I was somewhat present in my resort, which I certainly didn't mind, but it just I just couldn't have all the flexibility that I typically have.
Well, it just you have to come back.
Exactly, yes. Exactly, Leila. That's what I was going to say. It just means you just have to come back.
Tough life.
I certainly don't mind that.
Perfect. All right, so we'll take again drive over to Ocho Rios. So if you guys remember the map I showed you, Ocho Rios is I'm going to say about an hour and a half to 2, depending on where in Ocho Rios. So an hour and a half to 2 hours. Oh, Patricia said she's been to Ocho Rios. She visited Bob Marley's house. So yeah, so you took the you went up to 9 miles. Nice. So it's to about an hour and a half to 2 hours from the Montego Bay Airport. And unlike Montego Bay, now Ocho Rios is very lush, very green, lots of mountains. You're gonna have the waterfalls, lots of gardens. So if you love ecotourism or eco-adventure, Ocho Rios is the place for you. And you'll find that even when it's not like those rainy times that I'm talking about, Ocho Rios, because it's closer to the mountains, closer to the Blue Mountains in the eastern end of the island, the topography is so different there, but you'll get morning showers there. So again, that's why that part of the island so lush, lots of waters running through it. But you'll find a lot of the attractions there. So the #1 attraction that we have, the Duns River Falls, is there. Our famous Bob Marley, 9 miles, his birth home and final resting place is there. You'll find, Golden Eye, which is where the James Bond novels were written in Aracabessa at Ian Fleming's villa. That's just outside of Ocho Rios. So there's lots to see and do, tons of different types of accommodations. And remember, I said the beaches are very covey in this part of the island. In terms of attractions, lots to see and do, again, gardens, waterfalls, what have you. But now, given this time that we're in, our next video is going to showcase a great option. So if you are more free-spirited and can want to drive your own vehicle, there is a tour for that. So if you don't want to be on a big bus with, this is a great tour. If you want to, be just the 2 of you or just a group of you, it's called, it's from Island Routes, Mini Routes. And you can rent the car. If you want to drive on your own, you can be the driver. If you're a little bit timid, because in Jamaica, we drive on the other side of the road, right? So if you want to be a passenger, they can assign a driver for you, and all protocols are met. And there is a lead car that takes you out, and there are different itineraries. So I'll stop talking now, and we'll show the video of mini routes. So as you can see, it's a lot more it's not hurried. You're not getting off of a big bus with I don't know, 50 other people. You choose your itinerary, and it's available at different locations on the island. So not just in Ocho Rios, but that is a great option and a great way to see Jamaica at a really unhurried pace.
Yeah, and you can really have a peace of mind using that excursion specifically. It is operated by Island Routes, which is one of our companies that we own. So that same standard of health and safety and all of that is absolutely held to a high standard with Island Routes that you can expect and enjoy at Sandals and beaches. Mm-hmm. So in terms of things to do in Ocho Rios, as Raquel mentioned a few slides ago, we do have the Sandals Golf and Country Club. It's an 18-hole championship golf course that has rolling hills. It's as challenging as you make it. This does have complimentary green fees if you're staying at Sandals or beaches in this area, as well as unlimited complimentary transfers to and from. So Layla can definitely fill you in on more if you are a golfer and want to experience this. So in terms of accommodations, we have 3 resorts. And something I forgot to mention at the beginning is Sandals is for adults, couples only. So it's very heavy on romance, and then beaches is for the entire family. So we have Sandals Ochi Beach, which is our mecca for entertainment. As much as we love beaches, we also absolutely love pools at our resorts. This resort has 105 really cool pools for you to enjoy. In terms of suites, there are super unique, romantic, private suites, if that's what you're looking for, to escape and just reconnect and recover from this crazy pandemic we've been experiencing the past 7 months. A little fun fact, lots of fun facts for you guys about our resorts. This suite was actually featured in The Bachelor a few years ago towards the end of it, as with our other resorts in Ocho Rios. I said that this is the fun mecca, and it sure is. We have a rock climbing wall here. We have a mechanical bull. We have paint parties, and it's still not your crazy spring break vibe. This is your mature, fun type of vibe. We have the Rabbit Hole, which is our speakeasy bar. It's the coolest thing ever. It transports you back to the Prohibition era. You do need a password to get in, and it changes every day, and you have to find out what it is. So you really get to interact with the staff and other guests. And if jazz and blues is your thing, you want to check this out when you come to Sandals Ochi. Just like Montego Bay, there is a stunning overwater wedding chapel here if you want to tie the knot for the first time or retie the knot with your loved one after your first year anniversary. Life is short. Retie the knot every single year with us.
Maybe not every year.
Why not? We have a couple that do that. They come to us every year to renew their vows. Yeah. I think like year 7 or something now, but we'll take them. At Sandals Royal Plantation, this is our boutique resort that I mentioned earlier. So you don't feel, none of our resorts do feel like a big all-inclusive, but this one really does feel super intimate. It feels like a nice, cozy, warm hug. There's only 74 rooms and suites here at this resort, and it's all Butler. If you look at your screen, you'll see those cove-style beaches that Raquel was mentioning. We actually have 2 of them. A very famous movie was actually filmed on that pier. I can't remember the name right now. And over to the left, I want to show you something too. Over here, you can't tell, but there is a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom private villa that's right here. And it's a part of Sandals Royal Plantation. So you can book this with 2 of your other couple friends and really enjoy privacy. And you have your own little stretch of beach right here in the corner. So it's so cool that you can't even see it unless you're staying there. And that too was a part of The Bachelor a few years ago.
Nice.
In terms of the design, I want you to really take note that Sandals Montego Bay, that's your more contemporary style resort. Sandals Ochi Beach and Sandals Royal Plantation has a huge factor of that British colonial feel. So remember Raquel said that we were under Spanish rule and we were under British rule. So you'll see a lot of that influence at our resorts too. So this personality is your more British colonial feel. There is afternoon tea at 4 p.m. every day. It's included. So if you're fancy like me and like afternoon tea, you will totally enjoy this resort. Something that's really cool too is our French restaurant. It is that restaurant you absolutely dress up for and really dine in fine dining style. And we have an optional champagne and caviar bar at this resort where we savor your champagne bottles too. So we give you a whole experience at our resorts. So still on Jamaica's North Coast in Ocho Rios, we have our 3rd resort, which is a little bit of something for everyone in the family at Beaches Ocho Rios. The water parks are filled with water slides that are kid-friendly and a staff that just really gets the party going, even with the kids. And we have little swim-up soda bars for them too at the water parks. We have kid-friendly pools for your little teeny tiny ones, splash pads to keep them safe and still keep them in the fun. So let's take a drive back over to the west side to Negril.
Yep. So headed back west of Montego Bay, we're coming into Negril. Now, Negril is known as the capital of casual. It is so laid back. Like Negril is one of my favorite spots. Like when I want to de-stress, Negril is where I go. Again, you have the famous 7 Mile Beach. It's famous for its sunsets. One of the most famous attraction there is Rick's Cafe, where you can go cliff diving. So, and one thing that's really different about this area of Negril than any of Jamaica than anywhere else. Again, I mentioned the topography in Ocho Rios, but in Negril, it's so different from anywhere else because you're getting like 2 different vacations. So you have in that picture, you see the long beach, the 7 Mile Beach, right? Some hotels have 2 sides to their hotel. So they're located they have rooms on the beach side and they have rooms across the street, which is considered garden side. Now, if you drive and go past the downtown, which is, just kind of like a roundabout area, and you go into the western part of Negril, you will come to what they call West End Negril or One Love Drive. And it's hotels that are built in the cliff. So using the natural beauty that's there. And, so you can actually cliff dive into the Caribbean Sea, or they have ladders that are built in that you can climb in and gingerly enter the water. So Negril is awesome, awesome. I remember one time I was staying at Sandals Negril and, there was a saxophonist walking. I was in the bed in my room getting ready for dinner, and there was a saxophonist walking along the beach just playing the saxophone, and I just stopped and I was like just enjoying the moment because I had already experienced sand gravity. So Mine and Grill is experiencing sand gravity. That's where you go, you find a lounge chair and you just lounge and you let your hands dangle, your feet bore into the powdery white sand, and you just let everything hang and just experience sand gravity. I love, love, love Negril. Negril, you're gonna find there's a quirky rule in Negril. You cannot have a hotel taller than the tallest palm tree around, right? And that's a town rule. So you'll find a lot of hotels more spread out than they're not. You won't find a lot of high rises that you'll see like in Montego Bay and in Ocho Rios, other areas. So Negril is very, I mean, the history of this from the hippies to the, oh my God, the history of Negril is just so charming. And Negril is charming. Negril is love. Negril is the capital of casual. As you can see, I'm so passionate about Negril.
Right? It's probably Raquel's favorite.
My favorite thing is like just like walking down this beautiful beach and you just
Yes.
go and go.
Yeah. And so one thing I actually want to tell you about the beaches in Jamaica. So there's technically there are no private beaches in Jamaica. However, on the North Coast, the way that the hotels are situated, locals cannot enter the beach, right? The beach from the road. But in Negril, because of that 7 stretch of white sand beach, you do have a public access. So you could be in front of Sandals sunbathing, and you're gonna see locals walking along the beach, but they cannot come onto the property. So you'll have locals, in the grill area, selling, beads or whatnot, and no thank you, they'll quickly move on. So that is a major difference between the beach access in the grill than in other parts of the island. Okay, so Negril, in terms of experiences, not as many options as you're gonna find in, again, Ocho Rios, Montego Bay and whatnot, but we do have a few options. That top right-hand picture there is the blue hole. We have a few blue holes, but this is on my to-do list. I actually wanna climb down that ladder and just jump into the water. I have jumped off of Rick's Cafe. It took me 45 minutes to do my first jump because I was scared as heck. But once I did it, I was back in the water again within minutes. And it's just so much fun. So we are going to show you one of our newest offerings in the Negril area that encompasses a lot of stuff. It's called Jam West Motorsport and Adventure Park. And one of the highlights is that you can, if you're into adrenaline, you can actually rent one of those race cars and go driving with an instructor. So hit it, Giselle. The video doesn't want to cooperate.
sound is on and off.
Yeah. Maybe we can just fast forward through this one, Giselle. It doesn't seem to be working.
This car racing experience should be so much fun.
Yeah, it is actually. They're getting a lot of buzz for that. So, and it's that part of it's been open for a while. The motorsport part. So they've added the zip lining and a pool and water slides and even like the horseback riding. Where it differs from a lot of other places is that they actually go through small communities and you get to interact with the locals. So, like it's just a lot of things to see and do at this attraction. But yeah, the number one draw is the motorsport for sure. Yeah.
That looks so cool. I have to try it the next time I go down. Speaking of this beautiful 7 Mile Beach, you guys, it's actually world famous. I'm sure many of you probably heard of it before. We do have 2 resorts that are on there, and I have a little treat for you. We have Sandals and Grill that Raquel was talking about, the saxophonist that was playing along the beach to get everyone in that nice dinner mode. And I'm actually going to give you a virtual tour of Sandals and Grill so you can see for yourself what it actually looks like. All right. So guys, we are now at Sandals and Grill with the beautiful sun shining down on us virtually. The beach is absolutely stunning here. Like we've been saying, Sandals and Grill is located on a stretch of the 7 Mile Beach. This is what you're experiencing. I want to point out that this virtual tour is actually recorded before the pandemic, and you'll see that we are already practicing physical distancing. So physical distancing, AKA privacy, has always been a way of life for us at Sandals Resorts. This building right here, right behind us, is one of our Crystal Lagoon swim up suites, rather. And I think we should just walk over there and check it out. So that's a stunning beach that was our backdrop a while ago. There's a really nice private hot tub area on the beautiful River Lagoon suite that takes you right into your actual patio of your Crystal Lagoon River suite with swim out walk up. So let's go inside and see what it looks like. It's a true swim up in the sense that you walk out of your patio, which by the way, you can see here, you actually do have patio space right out to the pool and then right out to the beach. So it's a true beachfront experience that is unique to this resort here. Stepping inside the living room, once again, I'm pointing out the British colonial feel of this specific room category. I'm going to take you to another room at this resort that is a little bit more contemporary and modern in its style. But if you're into that colonial, heavy mahogany woods, this is the accommodation for you. So heading past the bedroom area is our stunning spa style bathroom in a colonial style. It's a little bit mixture of, seems kind of Roman to me with British. So you have your wonderful soaking tub here. Once again, remember that it is cleaned with those electrostatic aerosol sprayers with the hospital grade disinfectants. So is your shower and your water closet right behind that door. We really pay attention to every single detail, especially when it comes to design, because that does play a huge part to your vacation at Sandals and Beaches. We're gonna take a walk down the beach and check out some contemporary style rooms. We have lots of little love beds all across our resorts, because once again, our resorts are for romance and they are built for two people in love to really enjoy the beauty of Jamaica. There's lots of water sports to do at all of our resorts. Kayaking, paddleboarding, wakeboarding, water skiing, snorkeling, it's all included, all unlimited, and it does vary by resort. So make sure you let Layla know which ones specifically you're interested in so she can put you at the right Sandals or Beaches that offers everything to your heart's desire. So here's one of our contemporary style rooms, our honeymoon beachfront 2-story, 1-bedroom butler villa suite. Absolutely stunning, true beachfront living with unobstructed views of the beautiful Caribbean Sea. And you see the lush foliage as well, double whammy for you. You have a great outdoor space here with an oversized soaking tub for 2. Yes, 2 full-size people can fit in here. I'm only 5'2" and I can't go in these tubs by myself because I'm too small. I need somebody else in it to prevent me from going under. So lots of space for you and your loved one to really enjoy. This is a private bedroom area that's on the upper level of this loft suite. And just going this way, I'll show you this contemporary spa style bathroom. You have your luxurious shower with your stunning soaking tub, your private water closet, double vanity sink, so we don't have to fight over who gets a space in the mornings, backlit mirrors, because ladies, you know, we got to put on our makeup and look super stunning on our vacation, right? So heading downstairs is our living room area of this suite. You get another really beautiful outdoor balcony space here. Stunning beachfront views of the Caribbean Sea. It's absolutely gorgeous at nighttime especially, and very well appointed living room area as well at this resort. So that was Sandals Negril, rather. I'm going to take you back over and we're gonna check out Beaches Negril. Negril definitely embodies the ultimate relaxed, chill lifestyle, and so does Beaches Negril. And I have a virtual tour of this resort as well for you if you're traveling with your family. So at Beaches Negril, just like Sandals, you do get a very warm welcome from our staff with a nice cold glass of champagne or fruit punch for the kiddies or those who don't drink alcohol. So walking into this resort, very well appointed, just like you experience at Sandals, but it's more colorful if you've noticed, because it is a kid-friendly resort where they can really let loose and have a whole lot of fun. A very special area that is so much fun for kids and kids at heart like myself is our water park. It is a stunning beachfront water park that goes along the 7 Mile Beach. You have your splash pad area here for the little teeny tiny ones. There is a lazy river that goes throughout the water park. And we actually do have a swim up soda bar for our little kiddies. You're looking at it right here. That's for them to enjoy and feel like adults. And then of course we have our water slides that are nestled and hidden in our beautiful flora and fauna that Jamaica is known for. We have tons of exclusive partnerships at Sandals and at Beaches. Xbox is one of them. You will only find Xbox games at all the Beaches resorts. So we have our Xbox lounge. It's not just for kids. There's lots of dads who the wives can't find them, and this is where they are. They're hiding out in the Xbox lounge. They're playing those race car games. They're playing Minecraft. There's Kinect. There's so much for everybody to really enjoy in our Xbox lounge. Let's head over to our garden room block, where we are going to check out one of our rooms here. Something that I want to point out is Sandals and Beaches is not a vacation institution like most all-inclusives are, where you just see concrete and like 1 or 2 palm trees. Everything is super lush. If you're not seeing a stunning beach view, you're seeing super lush and stunning garden views. All of our design, whether it's buildings or the gardening, it's definitely top-notch and something for you to enjoy. We're going to take a look at our tropical beachfront 1-bedroom concierge family suite. So this is great for your smaller families where you want space for yourself as well as for your kids. You have 2 balconies. This is the first one that we're looking at. And when we turn around and take a look, this is a living room area, which also transforms into the kids' room. This right here is a trundle bed. It pulls out into 2 twin beds. Don't worry, housekeeping sets that all up for you at turn down every single night. And this is a single sleeper chair. So 3 of your kids can fit comfortably here and they don't have to share the bathroom with you. It comes with its own private bathroom in the living room area. Walking through this door here, you enter the bedroom, which has its own private balcony, just like the living room / kids room area. And you have your very well-appointed king-size bed here too, as well as a trundle bed that pulls out if you need to have kids in your room too. And here is the bathroom area for this 1-bedroom section of this 1-bedroom suite. So lots of space and lots of different options for you to enjoy at Beaches Negro. So let's go over to our last area of Jamaica, which is South Coast.
All right, thanks, Giselle. So again, headed south of Negril, we're headed to the South Coast, so the southwestern part of the island. And now South Coast is known as, it's labeled as off the beaten path because you're not gonna find all the big, fancy hotels that you're gonna find on the North Coast. There is one all-inclusive in this this part of the island, which is Sandals South Coast, which Giselle will get into in a few minutes. But here you're gonna find, lots of different types of accommodation. So, the smaller villas, smaller hotels, bed and breakfast. This part of the island favors community tourism. So you're gonna have a lot of farm to table experiences. You wake up in the mornings, you can walk to the beach. You see like the fishermen. You tell them, I want lobster today. He was like, okay, meet me back here at 3 o'clock and I'll have the lobster. And he's like, when they come back, do you want me to cook it for you? Again, every area on the island so Ocho Rios, the Grill, South Coast, like Montego Bay, you're gonna have a different experience, vacation experience, depending on what you're looking for. So there's something for everyone. YS Falls is here. So again, if you love eco tourism, this is really the spot for you. So from, one of my favorite attractions, the Appleton Rum Estate, so where, you see the history of Appleton rum, how it's made. But my favorite part is, at the end, you get to taste all the different types of rum before you decide which one you want to buy, right? And a unique experience here is Floyd's Pelican Bar. And we will show you a quick video on this attraction in the South Coast.
All right, so let's jump into, as Raquel mentioned, the only all-inclusive resort at South Coast. We have Sandals South Coast. It's a great place to get married and retire knots. We have the Overwater Wedding Chapel, and we have our Latitudes Overwater Bar here too, where the bartender brings you your drinks. Of course, we have Overwater Bungalows at Royal Caribbean and at Sandals South Coast. This picture you're seeing on your screen is a real life picture. It's not photoshopped. This is how lush and how rural this area is. So if you want to experience an all-inclusive that's also off the beaten path, this is the resort for you. I know you're probably dying to see what the insides of the Overwater Bungalows look like. So let's take a peek and check them out, the Overwater Bungalows at Sandals South Coast. So at Sandals South Coast for the Overwater Bungalows, you're not checking in with everybody else. There's a separate check-in area just for the Overwater guests here at Sandals South Coast. This is what the experience looks and actually feels like, but in real life, it is way better than this amazing virtual tour that I'm showing you. You go past your own private lobby area, right up the walkway to your Overwater Bungalow. This
Wow.
what it looks like. Stunning blues from the sky to the water. And these are little private cabanas that are just for the Overwater Bungalow guests. Every bungalow does have its own private cabana on this private stretch of 2 Mile Beach. As Raquel mentioned, there isn't really private beaches in Jamaica, but the way how some of our resorts are built, it does feel super private, and this one is. So let us go inside and see what the bungalows look like. So just the photos that I showed you, you have your stunning king size bed as you walk into your suite. These are about 900 square feet each, and they are just for 2 people. It faces this beautiful, stunning view of the Caribbean Sea. Right when you walk outside, you know what? I would never ever close these doors if I was staying in these bungalows. When you walk outside, you have your hammock. I've seen stunning photos of butlers that do up the bedding and the duvets and the pillows in the hammock to take a nice little nap, and it just looks like what heaven really is. You have your own private little dock area right there where you can jump off and go swimming. There is snorkel gear that's included in all these bungalows that's right on the deck. So you can put on your private snorkel gear and snorkel right around your bungalow. It's such a great and safe experience. There is an outdoor soaking tub for 2, as well as an outdoor shower area. The bathroom is very well appointed spa style, but it still feels slightly rustic yet contemporary with your double vanities and indoor-outdoor shower situation. So that is the Overwater Bungalow, and you do see the glass walkway. Let's go back outside. I know that was hard to leave. It's even worse in person to leave that beautiful place. So here is the beach. We're on 2 miles of white sand beach here at Sandals South Coast. These are the private cabanas that I mentioned. And right behind those cabanas is our seafood restaurant named Schooners. It is so good. And you see it's all open air, so you don't have to worry about being close to people. This video was taken before the pandemic, and you can see it is very private, and physical distancing was observed then, and it's even heightened now during the pandemic and afterwards. Our next open air restaurant is the Jerk Shack, where it's a casual dining atmosphere. You get authentic Jamaican jerk cuisine that's grilled up right here in front of you while you look at the beautiful Caribbean Sea, sipping on an ice cold red stripe beer. It's our national beer, and it's the best beer that you will have. I promise you. So right behind there is our Italian village, that blue building that you see. We're going to check out just one room before we head back out and wrap up our presentation today. The Italian beachfront 1-bedroom butler suite. This is the view that you see. Every single room here at this resort is a true beachfront room where you get beautiful views of the powdery white sand as well as the Caribbean Sea from your accommodation. Back inside, this is what the well-appointed living room looks like. Very spacious, not pretentious, super cozy and comfortable. The bathrooms, of course, is your spa-style bathroom, double vanity, private water closet, a beautiful double rain head shower there, and a oversized soaking tub for 2 to really enjoy on your romantic vacation. Your bedroom is super well appointed, but still subtle and understated, and beautiful views of the Caribbean Sea right from your bed for you to enjoy. So that was Sandals South Coast, and we are going to pretty much head out now. Just give me 1 second here.
We are going way over our time. I think
Yeah, and that's the end of our presentation.
So much in love with Jamaica that we did not want it to leave. So I was just going to wrap up our presentation tonight. I hope that everyone enjoyed it. Giselle, thank you so much for taking us to all the beautiful Sandals properties, and Raquel for showing us Jamaica. And Giselle, you probably know I am planning a trip to Barbados towards the end of November. So I'm so excited. I felt that I strongly believe that these days you can still travel safely and still have a great time. And I've shared about some of the destinations that I feel safe and I would be willing to travel myself. Jamaica would be one. Second destination that I am personally going to travel is Barbados. So I can't wait to share that experience with you. And so again, reach out to me if you have any questions. And for next week, we're actually going to go to somewhere that we wanted to ski, and it's a little bit cold and very, very different than the presentation today. So this presentation was about sun and sand and beach. And next week, we are going to go to Banff and Lake Louise and talk about all the winter activities and things to do and explore Western Canada. So I'm very excited about that as well. So thank you, ladies. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And again, I am so happy that we are back again with the virtual travel series every single week to take you on exploring different parts of this beautiful world, which again, some parts are still maybe not open or there are restrictions, but at least we can imagine, we can still travel, and we can learn about them. Again, thank you, everyone. Reach out to me if you have any questions. And Giselle or Raquel, do you want to say anything, or did I miss anything? Feel free to add any comments or any statement. But thank you.
Thanks so much for having us tonight, Layla. Thanks everyone for joining and sitting through to the end. We hope you really enjoyed it. This is our passion. This is our home. This is our heart. So we hope to welcome you back to Happy and back to Jamaica, or to Jamaica for the first time soon.
Yeah, that was Jamaica in an hour and a half, an hour and
45 minutes.
45 minutes. So we apologize for going over, but I mean, we had to let you kind of, taste a little bit of what we had to offer. So come on down for more of the real thing.
Yeah, because I think it's, Jamaica is one of the destinations that, like, when I get an inquiry from a client of mine that they wanted to go to Jamaica, so I'm like, what type of environment are you looking for? What kind of vibe are you looking for? Because they are all very different, and you just can't. So it's really important that you're directing the right person into a right property or in a right region. And we basically covered all these regions quite in depth. So I hope that, next time when people are going to travel to Jamaica, they have a good understanding of how these different regions are different.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Layla.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Have a great evening.